Well, folks, first the Olympics does that satanic mockery of the Last Supper. And then they go and put a man against a woman in boxing. In which Angela Carini from Italy boxed against Imani Khalif from Algeria. Imani Khalif, who failed a gender test and couldn't perform in the women's championships in boxing, but he could perform in the Olympics against women. And after two punches in 46 seconds, Angelina Carini decided to step down out of the match. She is not happy about it. She said this is unjust and this is not fair. You see her crying at the end of it. I'm not going to play the video, but I am basically giving this as a background, so to speak. It is absolutely disgraceful that the Olympics are pushing men versus women. I mean, I thought we were actually starting to head towards a more common sense world, edging a little bit back towards common sense, but I guess not. But folks, a lot of people who are trans are saying there is no inherent advantage. Sorry, problems up here. I can't think of words sometimes. But yeah, there is an inherent advantage. This person who they said was a woman, even though they have XY chromosomes, which is male, 2 hits, 2 punches, causes this woman to quit. Or the woman that this man was boxing to quit. And it has gotten me thinking about this whole co-ed, biological man versus biological women, equality, and yada yada. And I am reminded of a conversation I had with a woman a few years back when this was really starting to happen. And they're like, women or men should be able to box against women. Men should be able to fight women in the ring and whatnot. She was all for it. And this was before there was brain damage coming to people who got into the ring with people who were drastically stronger than them. And I told her, do you really think that? And she's like, yep. Well, then how about we go to a boxing ring, me and you, we're about the same build and whatnot, and we're going to go do a couple rounds. By the way, you want to do it all equal and whatnot? You come at me with all you got, I'll come at you with all I got. I'm not going to pull my punches. My goal in that ring is going to knock you, or is going to be to knock you out. And if I knock you down and you get back up, my goal is to go even harder to knock you up, or knock you back down and knock you out. Well, she thought about it and then said, there's no way I'm going to do that. And I asked her, why not? Because you are stronger than me. And I'm like, say that again? And she says, because you are stronger than me. And then it finally clicked to her. Folks, everybody's all for equality in every measure until they get it, until they understand it, until they fully understand the implications of what it means to be completely equal. Men and women are not fully equal. They will never be fully equal. You cannot regulate the sport to have men versus women and expect the woman to go a full 10 rounds, I believe it is, in Olympic boxing. It could be more, or it could be less. I haven't been paying attention to the Olympics for years because, well, disrespectful little twats like Megan Rapinoe and her kneeling for the national anthem kind of turned me off. But when it comes to men versus women, I do find that this is not right. If a man is going to fight a woman and they're saying, oh, you wouldn't dare hit a woman, and if a woman thinks that she can get away with hitting a man, this is outside of the context of this. A man has a right to defend himself. A man should not go after a woman seeking the confrontation. But if a man is attacked by a woman, and that woman has engaged and achieved bodily harm to the man, yes, that man has a right to defend himself. That man has a right to defend himself on the first swing of the woman toward him. I am all for equal rights, folks. But the second that these people find out, well, this is what happens under equal rights, they're going to whine. They're going to complain. This is unfair. This is unjust. And yes, it is. Women should be fighting against women. Men should be fighting against men. If you can't handle, or if a man can't handle it in a men's arena and decides, I want to identify as a woman so I could be better, you aren't better. You're making yourself weaker due to all those testosterone or all those estrogen injections and hormone shit. And then you're still just a pathetic loser because you couldn't hack it in your own gender. So yeah, folks, when this sort of thing happens in the Olympics are going to get absolutely trashed for this. They already have a massive boycott due to their opening ceremonies, due to the mocking of religion and whatnot. And now they have men beating on women and saying, and the world is cheering. I find that reprehensible. I find that disturbing on many levels. But the problem is, most of the world were saying men should be able to compete against women if they are transgender. The transgender community has already been shown that men who are identifying as women are inherently stronger and have an advantage over the women. It is not a fair competition. I stand with people like Riley Gaines. I stand with people who are against men being able to perform in women's sports. That's not what it was meant to be. You are taking rights away from women when you do that. You are taking opportunities away from women when you do that. So this fight here, that took all of 46 seconds to realize that a woman can't hack it with a man in the ring, I think the world needs to take a little bit of note in this. Because all it showed was that people like me and many others were right. Men are stronger than women. This man who says he is a woman in Algiers or Algeria or wherever should be disqualified from the Olympics. And if he is not, the women that he will be fighting should all refuse to participate to make a statement. I'm sorry, folks, but I feel that this needed to be said. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you're a heterosexual white male. What relevance does your opinion have? Everybody is allowed to have an opinion. And mine just happens to also fall on the side of common sense. Men and women are not equal. They're not equal in strength. They're not equal in speed. They're not equal in any attribute. Women have the advantage over men in some attributes. Men have the advantage over women in other attributes. Women are more compassionate than men. Men are more physical than women. Men and women together are a more complete set, or a more complete coupling. That is why God created woman to be with man, so that they complement each other. One fills in the weaknesses of the other, and one helps where the other cannot. So yeah, those are my thoughts, folks. That's all for today. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this was right? Do you think that this was something that they should have allowed? Let me know. This has been Orange Hat, folks. You all have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.